Well, good evening to everyone, and welcome to a special time of the victory moment. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Thank you for joining me as I have a special guest today. Listen, I am not playing around. I told y'all because living victorious is a whole package deal. It's not just about living victorious for yourself. It's about living victorious in your relationship, in your health, and I was on her show, and I couldn't wait, and I kept saying, let's do this so she could come on this show. And I also want her to share her book. I meant to tell her that while we were talking, and I forgot. So I hope she have her book around her, because she has a book and y'all need to get that book. But we'll talk about that later. So I am Carmen King. I am CK, as y'all always know, and I call, I call myself. I am a travel specialist, CEO and owner of KM Travels, and I am welcoming my guest. And listen, I am excited to have her here. Dr. Troy Watson. I am excited to have her here. And, I'm just going to say a little bit about her, but then she's going to introduce and give you more about her. Um, it's so amazing as you connect with people and you have no idea, the connections that you're making, or why, how God is connecting you with someone, and it's always for a reason. And how many, as I'm talking, how many want to be victorious, not just in their health, not just in their financial situation, but how many want to be healthy and know the some of the secrets of a healthy and a victorious relationship? And this is one of the reasons why I bought, her on, because I know what she brings to the table. And she's not just saying, it's not just Dr. Troy. She is truly a doctor in what she does. She's amazing in what she does. And listen, while I was on her show, she just brought it. So today, before she introduces herself or say anything else about herself, we're going to talk about 6 tips. We're going to just share 6. Because, if you want to connect with her and get anything else, you got to connect with her and get anything else. Because people pay for this stuff, okay? People pay for this stuff. So listen. So we're going to talk about 6 tips, to having a victorious relationship. So let me just say a brief something about her, and then she's going to introduce herself, and then we're going to just have a brief, just join us briefly. As you know, Dr. Troy is a relationship therapist and dating analyst who reconnects women. And it's not that she don't talk, talk with men, but to her audience is connected to women, to their confidence to repair where they hurt. A licensed Christian therapist, possessing a doctorate in biblical psychology. The author, and this is the last one I'm going to say, and then I'm going to let her talk more about who she is. And this is one of her book you must get. It's an amazing book, and it's called the author of she's the author of Dating 101, back to basic, a guide for women and CEO of life, Quest Health and Wellness LLC. She's a strong advocate for real love and encourage women and everyone basically to step out on faith to pursue the desire God has placed in their heart. Welcome to the show. I am so excited to have you. And I look forward to those that are chiming in and that are coming on. Welcome, welcome, Dr. Troy. It's amazing to have you, and all that you bring to the table. I've only given a little snippet. You can share more of what you want to, what you would like to share, and then we're going to start talking about these tips. And I'm ready. I'm sitting here like ready to listen and hear what the dating analyst and so forth has to say. I am listening.
Thank you, first of all, Elder Coleman, for having me on. I always love to get with you and we talk it up. We have a great
We don't know
time.
how to act.
And I know, and we also, provide information to people at the same time while we clowning around. But
I know, right?
you know, but
All the
I'm
time.
so glad that you asked me to be on, and these 6 tips to having a glorious relationship. um you know I mainly work with women, but these tips are for men and women actually, and it'll help them going into the relationship. uh you mentioned my book briefly, so I'm gonna talk about that just for like 1 minute and give it 60 seconds. It's called Dating 101, a guide for back to basics, a guide for women. And what a lot of women think is that just because they've had a lot of relationships, that they're well beyond being in the 101 phase. Like, well, I already know how to date. Well, I don't know. Who taught you? Because nobody taught me. And a lot of women were not taught to date. They weren't taught.
Mm,
The only training they had was their parents saying, "Don't come home pregnant."
right.
Some women went out there not even knowing how to get pregnant, how it happens. There are some men that went out not knowing how that happens. There are men who don't even know parts of the women of a woman's body, not understanding that even though we may all have the same parts, they don't all look the same. So
That's
even
deep.
for men have no knowledge of the woman's physique and how it works when they start dating. So um that's another story and another book that'll soon be coming for the men. But because I have 4 sons, so I can write about it. So um but but I try to prepare women going into the relationship, and things that they should know. And for everyone, a relationship, when you first approach it, it's about you more than it is the other person. Not in a selfish way. It's about you because you need to know who you are. You need to know whose you are. You need to be mature enough and know you're mature enough to go into a relationship the type that you want. A lot of people don't know that. They don't understand that. A lot of people are going into relationships and they just flying by the seat of their pants, not knowing anything about themselves. So to that, let's go into number 1, truthfulness. A lot of people don't know what that is, but the truthfulness comes in with yourself first. Being truthful with yourself first. If more people did that, they would
Mhm.
not stay in a lot of the relationships that they're in if they were truthful with themselves. So you need to be truthful with yourself first. What that means is understand you need to know who you are. You need to know who you are at your very core, not the person you've decided to make yourself over as.
Wow.
I say that because there are women and men who have been walking around through life and then they go, you know what? I'm tired of this. I'm going to change myself over. I'm going to wear my hair different. I'm going to have different makeup. A man, I'm gonna buy different suits, I'm gonna wear different clothes, I'm gonna learn how to be this way that I want to be. I'm gonna learn women, I'm gonna learn how to contour my face, I'm gonna learn how to look like I stepped off the page of a magazine. But what was it about the person you were, that you truly are, that made you decide to change into something else? Because that person is still at your core. You've just changed the outer person. You've changed the way you want to think. However, what prompted you, the that thing that took you over the edge to make you say I'm changing, hasn't healed. So it's still there in this little ball inside of you. Who is that person? You're covering that person up. You're covering that personality up. You're covering that hurt up. You're covering all of this up to make yourself into something else. But what's going to happen is that's going to come out right when you think you found the perfect relationship. And neither you nor the other person you're in a relationship with is going to understand, where did that person come from? I've
And
never seen that person.
this is where, you know, I've always talked about this and shared this, being you. Because what we tend to do at the beginning of all relationships, connections, and all of that, we tend to want to be what we think the person wants us to be. And that tends to really hinder the reality of what it really is. And that's why they say you really don't know someone until you actually live with them.
Right. I've
Because
had men,
you
I've
can't
had,
hide who you are once
right.
you're living with someone.
You
You know,
can't hide it. You know,
you can't hide
um,
it. You
I,
can't hide your flaws. You can't hide what you
nothing,
do. Nothing.
none of that. No matter
Because
how much
now
makeup
you're
you
fully
wear, you can't hide it.
exposed. Right. Now you're fully exposed because listen, what are you gonna do? Go in the bathroom and hide when you know everything you do? No, it's gonna eventually come out. As they would say, let the real you stand up, and basically it's okay to be you. And I've been talking about this for the past week now, more so that being you is so important right now. And just generally, it's being you, because you being you is your strength, is your power. When
That's
you
right.
try to be anybody else, that's when you're going to have a problem. That's when you're going to have a problem,
That's right.
because you're trying to be somebody else. But in a relationship, and I'm glad that's a perfect one to bring out first, is, you know,
Truthfulness with
truthfulness
yourself,
with
with
yourself.
yourself, with
Notice
yourself.
what you said, with yourself. And that's major, with yourself, with yourself. And
Some
that's a
people, let me
priority.
tell you, a lot of people lie to themselves so much, they begin to believe the lies. But that's
Exactly.
not the truth. You have to walk in who you truthfully are and be okay with it.
Right. So
So,
what's the second one?
oh, accountability.
Whoa.
Accountability. You have to be accountable for your actions and your behavior. Accountability. Take take responsibility for what you've done, or take responsibility for what you didn't do. So the truthfulness in that comes in, okay, I need to hold myself accountable. No, I didn't do that. It was me. I didn't do that. To yourself, okay, I didn't do what I was supposed to do. or I did something I wasn't supposed to do, own it. Own it, and then do what you need to change that. There are people in relationships don't want to be wrong about anything. They don't want to be wrong. And it takes two people. It takes two people to have an argument, just like it takes two people to agree on something.
And I have been talking about this also, that, all of us have we're not perfect. But one of the things I keep saying is it's important that we realize that we're still accountable to our actions and for our actions.
That's right. Now, see, I say accountability because when you are in a relationship, if your goal is to be married, you become accountable to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, people, men and women, are walking around with no accountability, not to themselves, not to anyone.
No,
Because when
because
you're single, you need to be accountable to yourself, but you also need to be accountable to God. If you
mm,
see what I'm saying, when
say
you
that one
learn
more
to be
time.
accountable to God, in hearing
Mm-hmm.
his voice, in hearing him speak into your life, that helps you to become accountable to yourself, because you don't want to disappoint him. You hear what I'm saying? You don't want to disappoint God. So, especially women and men, you have to be accountable. If a woman is going into a relationship with a man and he has no accountability to
Hmm.
anybody, to nothing, to no higher being, and when I say that, I mean God. He has no
Right.
accountability. Then where is he getting his download? Where is he leading you? Where is he going? Do you even know? Or is he accountable to the person below? Because a lot of them
Mm.
say, my God, but which God are you accountable to? Girl,
Hmm.
I was just watching a YouTube video saying that you say your God, but which God are you talking about? Because there are
Which God?
churches, yeah, but there are churches who are saying we follow God, but which God are you
Which
following?
God?
So you may think they're talking about the God in heaven, when in actuality, they're not. They're talking
It's
about
how will we say
the
the
God of this
unknown
world,
God?
right? So for women, who is he accountable to? Is it our God in heaven or the God of this world? You
Mm.
need to know which one. And it's also with men. If a man finds that woman and she just hasn't been accountable, not to her daddy, not to her God in heaven, um, then she's been accountable to herself in her own head, in her own mind. He needs to sit back and say, whoa, wait, then how are you going to be able to be accountable to me? Well, baby, I spent this money, and this is what I spent it on. I know we needed some repairs in the house. Okay, so honey,
Right.
I want you to know, while you out of town, I had to have this repair. Or is he's out of town and he's like, baby, I just got the credit card bill. What did you spend $500 on? What you mean what I spent $500 on? You act like I can't spend $500. I went shopping. That's what I spent it on. What?
Accountability.
What? Wait, baby,
Listen,
wait.
welcome.
Let's have
What
some
I'm gonna say,
accountability.
as we're chatting, my bestie and my co-hosts are chiming in. Welcome, welcome. Thank y'all so much for joining me.
you know,
Welcome,
you know,
welcome. Thank y'all for
he
joining
might
me.
say, well, baby,
Mhm.
you could have called me and say, well, baby, is it all right for me to spend this
To
$500
spend that
on this
money.
purse? Well, why I gotta call you? Isn't it our money? Well, no. Well, yeah, but baby, dang, you just, I just can't keep going out of town and $500 to $1,000 gonna be missing every time I come back. Not even accountable to the person in the relationship.
Right.
And both sides needs to know who is this person accountable to. So
So,
you have to have accountability.
and this is one of the things that is, that really, really, when we get into a relationship, that it's really, really necessary being accountable, because it's no longer just about you.
Right. It's not.
It's
Not
no
once you
longer
enter the
just about
relationship.
you. It's,
No.
you got to make up your mind. Do you really want the relationship? And if you really want the relationship, then you got to be selfless, not selfish. So just like
Exactly.
you're making the joke about the $500, it sounds funny, but it creates most marriages. If
Break
I
up
can say
because of money.
this, I mean, I was never married, but most marriages end in divorce because of that same situation,
Finances.
the
Hmm.
financial circumstances, because one partner would be more stable minded with their financial goals or financial situation, and the other partner will be just all willy-nilly, and that hinders that other person because they have an order to their finances, and you don't have any type of order. You're just spending. You're not like you said, accountable, and all of those things. So you got to be aware that if you are wanting to go into that relationship, that you got to get your house in order.
Right.
You cannot bring that mess to somebody else, and those are the things that it's important to talk about, you know um and like you said earlier, and that's part of knowing who you are before you go into that relationship.
Right.
So I'm not the expert like you. That's why I brought you on to talk. I'm not going there. I'm not. I'm gonna stay in my lane. I'm gonna stay in my lane.
You ready for number three?
Yeah, let's go. uh-uh.
You need to know and recognize your needs from your wants.
Wow.
Look, let me tell you something. I'm gonna use myself as an example. Um, I know what I want. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I want him to be taller than me because I have a little height on myself. Wait. I want his muscles to be rippling, right? I want his physique to be, you know what I mean?
Okay, now.
Wait now. I ain't got, wait, don't stop me. I ain't done. Let me have my moment, okay? I want him, you know, to smile and light up a room, you know, and I want him, I want him to be that person everybody wants now. Because I know if he
Wow,
with me,
really?
you look real good. I mean, but that's a want. But see, a need is this. I need a man who can be strong and gentle at the same time.
I
I
like
need a man who's not going to be what's the word I'm trying to say? Thrown off by my strong will and my strong mind and my assertiveness. Because I'm not aggressive, but I'm assertive. I need a man
I
who,
know, right?
you see what I'm
Someone
saying?
said, watch out now. I know,
Right.
right?
I'm not aggressive, but I'm assertive. And I need a man who's going to
Uh-uh.
respect my
Uh-uh.
mind and my body, and and I need a man who's going to be silly with me sometimes, because I could be silly, right? You know, and,
Laughter
and
is a
and
must.
that's right. And
Laughter is a must.
I need him
Listen.
to be accountable to God, and I need him to be able to say, baby, I was just thinking about this. Open your Bible. And we both sitting there like this, because I keep it.
See,
What,
that's it
boy?
right
Come on,
there.
boy. Come on. See, that's what I need. We talking about God. Come on, baby. Come on. What? Read that again, baby. Oh, boy. And we both
I
having the
get
Holy
with
Spirit.
you.
You see what I'm
When
saying?
you said you gonna
That's what I
open
need.
up the word. You ain't even use your phone. You
No,
pulled
I
out
ain't
the
no,
word, the
girl. I
real
got
Bible.
the old fashioned. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what I need in a man.
I'm done with
Baby, you know what? The Holy Spirit spoke to me. What, baby? What he said? Open your Bible. I got it. I got it, baby. See, that's me. At any given time, let's talk about him, baby. Let's talk about him. You know what I'm saying?
Listen. But don't forget the other part.
But
Don't
now,
forget
but
the
wait,
other part.
but hold
Don't
on. But
forget.
hold on.
Wait. Don't
Wait,
forget the other part.
wait,
That
I
can
know
pray.
what I want, but listen, but what
That
I
can pray.
need
That can
and
pray.
what I want may not come in what I need may not come in the package that I want.
Right.
It may, but it's not. But see, God loved me. I ain't got no doubt of
Oh,
that. Jesus lives in
exactly.
me. The Holy Spirit is part of me. So I have no doubt that he will provide some of my wants. I'm going to get some of them things. Might not get all of them, but I'm going to get some of them. Because he knows how hard I love. You understand what I'm saying? But
Uh,
but all the wants, all my needs he gonna give me. But that want side where he got his muscles gotta be rippling or whatever, no, he's gonna if it's not like that, he's gonna present somebody to me where I could go, okay, not bad. We could walk that off. We could do a couple of sit-ups. I got his diet right, because I'm gonna be cooking. I'm gonna get him together. Nothing a little Metamucil can't help. We gonna get that stomach down. You know what I'm saying? See, he's gonna show me this the one you need. He just needs you to care about him.
care about him. Yeah.
And in his that, even though Troy, you can't change him, but when you start to care, he's gonna
Care.
want to change. He's gonna want to
That
change.
that makes the difference. How you care and how you show love in
That's it.
spite of the faults,
That's
in
it.
spite of what may be going on. And that works both ways. You
It
know,
does.
um, one of the things I've always, which we you hit it, you know, a praying person, a praying
Yes.
man or woman. We
Yes.
both of us need that.
That excites me. That's part of, I
Because
need that.
I need to be able to not
Say it.
fuss about everything, but pray about everything.
But
That doesn't mean that there won't be discussions. That doesn't mean that everything will be perfect in the sense of there won't be challenges. Of course, there will be. But see, the more you pray, it makes a difference. The more you pray, the enemy cannot enter and destroy, kill, as we know, kill, steal, and destroy. Because we know that's what he comes to do in relationship, in our finances, in our health, in our homes. You know what I mean? In everything. Whether it be mother and daughter, simple mother and daughter relationships, father and daughter relationships. It's a thing where he just comes to destroy relationships. So even though we're making jokes right now and we're talking about the physique thing and all of that. We are, listen, accountability is for any relationship. Being you and being honest about who you are is for any relationship.
That's
And
right.
you have to make up your mind that you that in the midst of whatever your relationship status is, or whatever the relationship is, you have to see it in full circle.
Right.
So what was the third one you just said? I know the first one, the the
You
first one, because I'm recapping, because girl, these are good.
understanding your needs versus your wants.
Understanding your needs versus your
Right.
want.
And see that comes in with your personality and
Mm-hmm.
compatibility. Compatibility. You need to know that. You need to understand how your personality works so that um when you're dating, when you're meeting people, if you understand if their personality clicks with yours. If it doesn't,
Right.
then it's probably not going to work.
No. And
You
it's so funny because everybody thinks that when, they say, how can two walk together unless they agree? It's
That's right.
not just talking about praying. It's not just talking about, there's a lot more to that.
Yes.
And if you do your research on it, it's a lot more to that. Understanding that it's the mind, it's the body, it's the soul, and the spirit.
That's right.
And these are the things that, as you're sharing right now, building on relationship,
Right.
the foundation, the things that, and these are simple things. I mean, it may seem simple, but they're necessary. Understanding more needs and wants, understanding who you are, knowing who you are, because coming into a relationship and you are in a whole bunch of mess in your mind and not understanding, who you are, it's very, very hard. That's why there's so many relationships that don't have that victory. Because remember, this is a victory moment with CK, and now with Dr. Troy. And we're talking about having victory in your relationship. And it's a step-by-step process. But it begins with you. It begins with you. And no one can make you happy. You have to
But
be happy about
you
you
already have to have it.
and
That's
who
right.
you are.
That's
You
right.
know. So what's your fourth one as we're winding in and coming, coming down? What's your fourth one?
So before I do the fourth one, I want to say also that the accountability portion,
Mhm.
especially, it has to be important for the man having accountability because it's important for the woman because that makes her able to submit. Women don't like to hear that word.
Oh
And
no, we
submission's
got
not a
an
bad
issue.
word
Most of us got an
because
issue with submit. I don't have to
right,
submit to him. Why I gotta submit?
but accountability helps women to be more submissive. So, and I did a whole Facebook, I did a whole show on submission. But anyway, y'all can go back and watch that. So, number 4 is patience.
You know what? I'm not talking to you.
You have to be able to wait and not be anxious to enter a relationship or be intimate. You have to have Patience. Because, see, dating is that portion where nothing's going on. You're trying to get to know who this person is. And you need to know who this person is before you say, well, hey, you know what?
I want
Before
to
you all have
go
that
further.
discussion that it's just me
Right.
and you.
I
It's
want to
just
go
us. We're
further.
exclusive. Right. You
I want
know,
to go further.
and before you enter into an intimate physical relationship. Now, I meet women in where they are. Listen, the perfect scenario is you will wait as long as you can wait. And what a lot of people don't understand is the longer you wait, the longer you will wait. Y'all will get that in a
Mm.
minute. So say that over to yourself. The longer you wait, the longer you will wait. So, but for women who only want to, and this is for women for right now, wait as long as you can. But if you can't, get to know who that person is. Be patient. Be patient. Don't try to push the relationship to where you want it to be. Because a lot of women are push the relationship toward where they want it to go. And you know how, like, sometimes when you're pushing somebody and they hurt and get out of the way, you make a mistake and you fall. Well, that's what happens in relationships. While you trying to push him, he's going to get out the way and you're going to fall flat and you're going to wonder what happened to the relationship. And as far as men
Mm.
go, men, stop being so anxious to bed the woman. Even if she says, I'm ready, if you know in your heart of hearts, man, this is being truthful with yourself. If you know that you don't know enough about this woman, or if you know that she doesn't know enough about you, then be a man and say, baby, wait, let's wait. We don't have to
Oh.
do this right now.
Mm.
Let's wait. Girl, let me tell you something.
Patience.
If more men would do that, they would save their clothes from being burnt, their windshields from being bust, their tires from being slashed,
And the courts.
and the court system and restraining orders, and you know what I'm saying, baby. Wait, hold up. I know we've been seeing each other for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, but let's chill on that. I really like, you know,
Because
I
you know,
really like when we got here.
because
Let's really get to know
what
each other.
happens automatically with a woman. Once a woman connects with a man like that, it's a totally
You
different.
you her man. It don't matter what you didn't say, what we didn't discuss. We in this now, bro. You know,
That's fine.
it's me and you. What? Wait, and like if he say, wait, hold on, we ain't that serious. Oh, wait, hold on, you wasn't talking that when we was rolling around in the bed 2 nights ago. What you mean? What you mean we ain't that serious? What you thought was gonna happen? Then you got her doing like this. What you thought? Say that.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Now
It's it,
now listen. The accountability is for your actions and behavior. Now, some women are more like, okay, you know, look, if when you make up in your mind to sleep with a man and it don't go right, hold yourself accountable. Say, okay, it didn't go right. That's on me.
mm,
All right. Because you can't control nobody but you.
exactly.
So if he say, well, I didn't think it was all that. Okay. Oh, I got you. All right. You know what I'm saying? Wait, that's what you want to see. But you got to have the discussion so you know where he is on that subject.
On
You
that
cannot
subject.
just do something and assume. So
Because
be
you know what they say
patient.
about assuming, right? And I'm not gonna
Thank
go
you.
there. I'm
Thank
not
you.
gonna go there.
You
I'm
see,
not
so
gonna
if
go there.
you didn't discuss it, don't think that it was implied, even though it was implied. But you need to discuss it to make him hold him accountable. Once it's discussed, now you can hold him accountable for his actions. Look,
Right.
me and you discussed this. We had an agreement. Now you can be angry at that. But men need to just begin to say, hold up, baby, put your clothes back on. Because you know what? I'm liking what we have. Let's wait some more. Men need to start saying, no, baby, let's wait. Let's wait. And if he knows, because see, men know when they meet you what they really want to do.
I
If
always say that,
if
and
you if you
but
if he
more
just want
so.
to bed
Let me
you,
let me let me let me
that's
let
it.
me not meaning to cut you, because
Go
like I
ahead.
said, I'm not stepping in your zone, because this is your zone right now. But one thing I know is women always have their agenda too.
Now, I'm not saying they don't.
Women always have their agenda too, because as soon, what did you just talk about? About the abs and all of that, and don't talk about if he got a nice car and they don't see his bank account, because they really don't know what his bank account look like. But they, because of the presentation, they are assuming, or knowing that the bank account may have a little something something in it, as they would say. So
Mm-hmm.
automatically it's a eyes, oh my God, I gotta have him.
I agree. That's
And
why I'm saying men need to wait as well. When you see her going too fast, slow her down.
slow it
Why
down.
is she going that fast? It does she have an agenda?
What is your agenda? Right.
Exactly.
What is her agenda?
So
Right.
men need to say, hold up, baby, let's not go there right now.
Yeah.
Because neither man nor woman can hide who they really are for too long. It's got to come out.
That's what I've been saying. Eventually what happens is the real you comes out at either way. The real you comes out either way.
That's it. So
But
you need to wait as long
I'm
as you
going
can.
I'm going to really quickly regroup us for a second, and then have you do, I think it's two more you have, right? Because you
Two
did
more.
two more. So before you do the two more, welcome everybody again to the victory moment. This victory moment is a special guest on this show, and her name is Dr. Troy. She's a relationship and dating analyst, and we are just talking about tips to make our relationship victorious. And welcome, Miss White. Thank you again for joining. And that's what we've been talking about, because we know that relationships are very, I don't call it tricky, but very touchy. Um, and on both parts, on both ends, because I don't do male bashing. No, I don't.
Mm-mm.
And I don't do my own, as a lady, as a woman, I don't do the female bashing. But
No.
as a lady, I know more about what we do.
Yes.
So it's a process that you're learning as we're learning each other. And a lot of times, and then I'm gonna let Dr. Troy do it, and then we're gonna recap. Welcome. I see Trish, welcome. You have to make up your mind when it comes to going into the relationship. And like you said at the beginning, and this is what really like blew my mind, when you said at the beginning, know who you are. Who you are. That comes in a whole package. What do you want? What are you really looking for? Do you want to be married? Because everybody believes because somebody looks a particular way or presents a particular way, wants to be married. Not everybody wants to be married.
No.
And after a certain period of time, there's some people that just don't want to be bothered because they're used to their lifestyle, they're comfortable with their lifestyle, and not everybody, and that gives single people an issue, because why are you still single? What do you mean? Why am I, or her, or she, or him still single. Not cool. That's not a question to ask a single person. Because the bottom line is, hi, my nephew, welcome. That's not a question to ask a single person. They need to understand why they're single for themselves, but they don't need to explain that to you. But I want you to finish up with the two, and then we're going to recap, because this was good. I mean, like you said, the patience. Hey there, the patience, patience, patience. And somebody going to be laughing right now because you said that. Because that's
What
what
did I
I'm going
say?
to say. Somebody going to be laughing at me right now because when you said patience,
Oh.
because I'm like, that's all I'm going to say. Because patience is something that I'm still working on. And I'm going to be transparent because, it's just like, God, listen, this is how it's supposed to. See, they put the laughing emoji up already, and that ain't right. But it'll be okay. The patience, patience. And I tell you, I can't, like, I try to run from it, but every time it just comes right back up. Patience. Yeah, patience. But go ahead, Dr. Troy.
You ready for number 5? I mean, yeah, 5.
Let's do this.
You have to learn how to communicate. Communication.
That's it.
And you know, we as therapists, and there are a lot of people even on social media want to tell you or teach you, not tell you, but teach you and encourage you to communicate this way or communicate that way. But the best communication is truthful communication, honest from the heart communication. So
Go
the
right there.
communication in how you express your feelings and your concerns, and do it in the moment. So, if for an example, if you're on a date and you're getting to know someone, first, second, third, fourth, fifth date, it doesn't matter, and either person says something that's just not sitting right with you, or you have a concern because they mentioned something, express it. Say, hey, you know what you just said just doesn't sit right with me, or it makes me kind of feel icky. Why don't we not talk about that anymore? Or if they say something like, you know, I've never, how I want to say, maybe, uh, I've never said, I love you to anybody, then
Hmm.
that should go to you. You should go in your mind, wow, okay, so I'm sitting here with a person who's probably never been in love. Hmm. That's a concern. And you should say, well, you know what? Wow, wow, that's kind of concerning. Because if we were to keep dating, just say it, if we were to keep dating and I was to fall for you, you may not fall for me. Just say the concern in your mind. Because see, you always have to understand you're getting to know this person.
Gotcha.
And you don't know where it's going to go. Stay in the moment. But a lot of times, and women do this, we have a bad habit of doing this. We meet someone and we project into the future, a future that doesn't exist yet.
Yes. Ouch.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so
Mm.
we meet this person, we've talked to him maybe 2 or 3 weeks over the phone. Now this is our first real date because we've gotten to like the person he is over the phone. He seems to be nice, but now we're on our first date, and he'll go, well, I've never said I loved anybody to anyone, but you're of a certain age, and So you've never really said these words. Well, just say, well, you know what? Wow, that's kind of concerning. That would concern any woman, because if you're a woman that wants to further a relationship, well, that should go boop, stop sign. Okay. So now in your mind, you need to know to take it slow, but you need to express to them, well, that concerns me. Say it in the moment. But we don't do that because we're living past that moment, um, into a future that doesn't exist. So now we're sitting at this table knowing that concerns us, but we don't want to say anything because the future that we've projected may not happen. So now we're scared that that future may not happen. Am I making sense?
Mm,
Okay, does
because
that make sense?
we've
So we
already
projected
projected the
ourselves. We
future.
walking down the aisle with this man.
We already
We
projected the
dating him.
future.
We're
Right.
in love with him. We
We in
see this whole
love and
future, but
all of that
because
stuff. Right.
we're
We in love
concerned,
and all of that stuff.
right?
So
We
anything
won't
that
say anything.
transpires right now, we don't want to say anything to break it. We don't want to say anything to put a
Right.
dampening on it.
That could possibly ruin
Ruin
the future
our
we've
vision
projected.
or whatever it is and stuff like that. And because he is the all in all, and but the reality
He's
is it
not.
really right? Is he really for you?
Right.
One thing I heard,
Right where it is right now.
right. One thing I heard, you know, and I just happened to listen to, I'm trying to remember his name, but I don't remember his name offhand. And he was
Yes,
talking.
Andre, that's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. Oh, you can see it. Okay, great. Yes, exactly, nephew. Exactly. But the bottom line is, as we get ready to, go down into the last one, the mindset of that is doesn't mean that that person is not a great person,
Right.
but
Right.
that person is just not for you.
But wait, in that example that I used, that person could be for you.
Mm-hmm.
But because you won't express the concern at that moment in the way that you need to express it, and because you may be living in a future that you projected into, which he won't see that you're doing that, but you don't recognize you're doing that, and you get the concern as a woman, but you don't express it because you're too afraid. And that is a warning sign. She gets it and she's ignoring it because she wants that future she projected to possibly happen.
And can
But
I add this? Because I
go
know you
ahead.
have one more. I'm going to add this. We call it red flags.
Yeah, it's red
And
flag.
a lot of things are red flags are highlighted and we literally ignore it. And this is what you're talking about. The red flags, just like my nephew just said, and the red flags, we ignore it. And then we
But
stay in something longer than we need to because we ignore the red flags.
and what I'm speaking about also, Carmen, is this: the reason why the red flags are being ignored. That's the point I'm making.
That's
You
something,
see what
that's
I'm
another
saying?
good conversation.
You
Why are the red flags being ignored?
because as women, we're projecting some, this is a better name for it that I got from a friend: future tripping. We're future tripping. We're projecting into a future that doesn't exist. And because the woman is projecting into this future, her whole body is acting as though she's in this future. So when she sees the red flags, she ignores them. Now, in the back of her mind, that little person is going, "Do you see that? Did you see? Did you
Did you
hear what he
see
just
it?
said?" But
Right. Did you
because
see it?
in her mind's eye, she sees this future she's projected, she's ignoring the red flags. That's the reason they're ignored, because she wants it to go further and doesn't want to risk saying something or doing something that may stop that whole projection.
That whole
You
projection.
understand what I'm saying? That whole future
Mhm.
thing. When
Well,
she really needs to stop it right now. So she needs to communicate that. Be able to understand and be truthful with herself and communicate. But men need to do that too, because men see the sexy body and ignore the red flags. They ignored the crazy thing she just said because her body's so banging. Man, this the woman that's about to throw a brick through your windshield and slash all your
and take
tires.
all your money.
And
Mhm.
look,
Take all your
take the
stuff.
money out your pockets and leave you lint, but you can't see it because her butt looks so doggone good. Men do
You
the
know
same
what?
thing.
No, no, you didn't. You said
Men do
I
the
asked you
same
to come
thing.
on the show, right? So
Right.
I asked
And
you,
they'll
right?
be like, oh my God, I didn't know she was this crazy.
Yes, you did, but you just ignored the red flag. She was Looney Tune from the beginning, but you just
Yeah,
ignored the red flag because she was
they do
Looney
it too.
Tune. He was Looney Tune. She was Looney Tune from the beginning, but nobody ain't wanna pay it no attention.
No attention.
Because
No attention.
listen, I gotta walk down that aisle. I gotta have a man.
Hmm.
He gotta be six pack. He gotta have it all the monies and So no, don't even try it. But those were and that's a good one when you said, why do we ignore the red flag?
Why?
Because
Yeah.
that's a perfect question. Why? You know, but again, it's because a lot of us are in a certain mature age. So, as you get in a mature age, you think this is your last hope. I
Yeah.
can't let him go because I ain't gonna nobody. I'm sorry.
I
I
was watching
can't.
I was watching
Listen,
TV comment, and the Connors with Roseanne Barnum. Well, the youngest daughter, her son said, "How you just gonna set me up with a play date?" He said, "What?" Because he's like a teenager. What if I come home with a man for you? And the mama goes, "Look, if he's got a job, his own teeth, and a car, bring home any one of them. I'll be happy." I was like, "Oh my
I
God."
don't have to be alone. I don't have to be alone. I don't want to be alone. I don't
Right?
want to be alone. So I
Mm-mm.
gotta listen. I don't want to be alone. So anything that comes that looks good, sounds good, works it, as they would say. But the bottom line is, and I'm gonna let you do the last one, and then we're about to close out because the time is far spent. Listen, this is good. We're gonna have a second part two of this, and the bottom line is, listen, the red flags. God, when you pray, because let's take this biblical and scriptural and all that. When you are seriously preparing, because I don't, I hear a lot of women talk about, I'm single. I talk about, yeah, exactly. Anything that will take them from exactly. You know what? I'm not messing with you. I'm not messing with my nephew. All
Blind,
right.
crippled, and crazy.
80 to 8
Listen,
to 80.
let me give you
Uh-uh.
number 6. Number 6 is learn, distinguish when you need to trust. You need to be trusting, but you need to be trustworthy. So
Mm.
see the
I'm sorry.
signs
I
that
had
that
like
person,
a
yeah,
woo moment with
that
that one.
you have to be able to trust them. See, let me tell you what's happening nowadays. Nowadays, trust. This is a reason why I say wait as long as you can, be patient. Because what sometimes we can be talking to a person, and what goes into your ear goes into your heart. So you begin to trust this person, but this is a false form of trust because you don't know the person. So then within the
Wow.
first 2 months or so, you get intimate with them. And let me tell you something. When you get intimate with somebody, if people would remember this, you are totally vulnerable. You have taken off your clothes. You are totally naked. You are naked physically, mentally, spiritually, down to your soul and bone. You are exposing everything you are, and you're giving it to someone you think you really trust, to someone you think
Wow.
that you know. And then you come to realize, oh my God, I can't trust this person. But now you've already done this, and you've already mixed souls, and you've already taken on the brokenness from all the people he or she has been with.
Right. Because of soul ties.
Yes. So you have
And
to
you haven't prayed about it. You
know.
haven't released it. And
No.
everything that they have done, it connects to you now.
Right. You
And that
haven't
means you got
determined.
people walking around with crazy. Mhm.
Exactly. You haven't determined which God they're accountable to. You haven't determined if
Who
they're
they
accountable
praying
to
to?
God, or the wino on the corner standing by the
Corner.
barrel with the fire
Right.
in it. You haven't determined anything. You don't know how many people, how many women or men they juggling around in their life. You don't know what's going on with them. What kind of crazy they got in their family. What kind of mental illnesses is rolling around, and you about to take all that on in a spiritual soul tie,
Right.
and and then you find, because you think you've been walking around with this false sense of trust because you really don't know the person.
Right, because
But
you really
even
don't
with
know
that,
them.
you have to be trustworthy. They have to be
Worthy.
able to trust you.
So you have to be
Trusting
trustworthy, trusting, trust, and trustworthy.
for a victorious relationship, you need to be, because if there's no trust, there's no relationship.
You know what? You gonna have that person laughing again. Mm-hmm.
If there's
That's
no
all I'm gonna
trust,
say.
there's no relationship.
You gonna have that person. Somebody gonna be laughing again. They're gonna be messing with me now because that trust again. There you go. Because you've got to be able to trust
You
who you
got to.
connect with.
You
If
got
you
to.
can't trust who you connect with, then there is no connection.
No, you got to be able to trust them, like with your life,
Basically,
to have a victorious relationship.
relationship. Come on now.
You know,
So we could revamp together. Thanking everyone again for joining and connecting. And listen, we gonna have a part two of this because we kind of put this together not in a rush, but in because we knew about this, but I want to bring this that all of us, everyone, because as whether you're a Christian or you are not a believer, you understand there are certain communications that we don't have that we need to have,
right,
because a lot of us are falling short in, or we fall short in certain things because we don't have the knowledge.
Right.
When God says, my people perish
For lack
for,
of.
for lack of knowledge. And we've got to be able to bring the truth and open the truth to people so that we can move forward and live the victorious life. You can't live a victorious life or live in victory if you are in fear, if you're in doubt, if you don't trust anybody, if you can't even understand who you are.
That's right.
And these are the things. So that's a whole package of your financial situation, your health. I want to
Yes.
bring someone on here in reference to our health to
I'm a
talk
big one on
about
that one.
how can
Yeah.
we be victorious in our health,
Yes.
because it is time that we set standards for ourselves so that we
Right.
can live a real victorious life
Right.
and move forward.
Because
We
you don't
want
want
to
to
have,
meet
we want
somebody
to have, right.
and then they sick in the next 6 months.
Then we want to have what we will call a business, and the business doesn't function properly because we can't function properly. So I'm not putting down anyone. I'm just trying to do what God told me to do and helping people along the journey of life and living, not just talking about scripture all day, but how do we live this life? How do we actually and have fun and enjoy life? Because it's nothing wrong. Yes, you need to study to show yourself approved unto God. You need
Yeah.
to know your word. But that comes with your personal relationship with God. But then you also need to know how to go out and live life.
Right.
And a lot of relationships are not victorious because we're so focused on one thing all day long that we don't even know how to have fun within our relationship. We don't even know how to say do this in our relationship because we're so stuck on one thing. And then we wonder why, whether it be the man or the woman, slide into different things because it's not that they're not happy. No, they may be happy with themselves, but they want to enjoy their relationship too. So I, and I'm gonna bring a couple on to talk about marriage because we need life. Life is what you make it. And I'm gonna let her recap, and then we're gonna close out. And I appreciate everybody that took time because we took a little longer, but I always allow whatever God is gonna do. And we know because we say we're gonna be this way, and then all of a sudden it start getting more intense. But it's all good because people could come back on the replay and watch it. And replay viewers, you rock. We thank you for coming back on the replay to watch the finishing of it. So Dr. Trauma let you recap, and then we're gonna close out. I thank you again for joining me and giving such wisdom, and that's what
Thank
I call it, tips and wisdom, because we really need this in this time and season. Because again, like I said, it's not just about a relationship with husband and wife or man and woman, and stuff like that. But these tips are a general, can be a general relationship tip, and how you're dealing with friendship, how you're
you. Yeah,
dealing with
absolutely.
your family, how you're dealing with friendship. So go ahead and recap, and then we're gonna close out.
So let me say this before I recap. These are some things that you probably have to continue to work on. I continue to work on them. It's a continuation. You'll probably never get to the point where it's 100% and you can stop. You reach that point because you grow and you mature and you constantly grow as you age. So going into relationships, preparing yourself to have a victorious relationship, you need truthfulness, especially with yourself. That's number one. Number two, you need accountability. You need to be accountable for your own actions and behaviors because you can't control anybody but yourself. You need to know the difference between your wants and your needs. That comes with your personality and compatibility with someone. You need to be patient. Don't try to rush into a relationship or rush into being physically intimate. You need to have be able to communicate and express feelings and concerns at that moment instead of holding it and letting it explode or implode days, weeks, or months later. You need to be able to be trusting as well as trustworthy because without trust, there will be no relationship. And let me add this one thing: you need to know the fruits of the Spirit.
Mm.
And that's Galatians 5:22 and 23. And that's love, joy, peace, long suffering, gentleness, goodness, faithfulness, meekness, temperance. You need to know what those are and understand them so that when you're meeting that special person that you think you want to go forward in life with, that they possess these things. They possess love, they possess joy and peace and all these things. Because, see, when people usually mention the fruits of the Spirit, they think that's tangible. A lot of people think it's money, or a lot of people think what's being produced in your life. But in order to have a victorious relationship, you need to possess those qualities. They need to be in your mate. They need to be, you need to possess them. They need to be in your mate. So you need to know what they are so that when you see it, you recognize it. And one thing is joy. If you feel you need someone else to make you joyful, you need to sit back and you need to wait. Joy is from within. No one else can provide joy for you. You have to know how to be joyful for yourself. So, I'm Dr. Troy, relationship therapist and dating analyst, saying love yourself first. Always communicate in truth, especially with yourself, because if you can't be truthful with yourself, you can't be truthful with nobody, and always pursue your purpose. Now, let's talk, girl. I'm done. I done did my little spiel.
You a mess. Listen, we appreciate everyone and thank everyone again. But this was a little lengthier than we expected. But we hope it was what, that it gave you something and you took away something from it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am CK. That's, this is normally, as I always say, the victory moment with CK. But I've just brought on my friend and my girl, and
Thanks, Sandra.
listen, because we said we gotta teach. I said she gotta teach something of this because I'm listening and I'm seeing certain things, especially since the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I said, listen, can you please come and talk to the people and let them understand some tips on what it really is to have a victorious relationship?
Yeah.
So, as I close out on my end, as we talk victory, a victorious relationship always begins with you.
Yes.
What what you desire, you must be. And I'm going to close out like that. What you desire, you must be. And you would see certain things flow because it will come to you naturally, it'll come to you spiritually, and it will come to you in God's timing.
Yeah.
Nothing happens before God's timing. And I wish everyone the best right now. Thank you so much, my nephew. It's so good to see you, and you took time to join me. Nothing. Thank you. I see y'all, and those that are coming in a little later, catch the replay. But we
Yes.
really hope this helped someone along the journey, especially in this time and season.
Right. And
But
definitely share it out.
share it, like it, let me know that you were here, because there's so much hurt right now,
Yeah.
especially in the relationships that may have had many broken.
Right.
So listen, love yourself, care about you, and watch. Then you can care about somebody else.
Right.
So love and hugs to everybody. As Dr. Choi and I say, have a great evening, and take and be safe, and stop worrying about what you see. It is only a time and season right now, but it's a new day and a new dawn will be coming. So I just wanted to add that today. So blessings and love again. And this was a victory moment. And again, I love you more, nephew. Victory begins with you. Love and
Amen.
blessings, everybody.